So, the way of St. James, the diversity, dissemination, and disclosure of the Jacobean heritage is a very interesting topic because the year 2021 that has it is the Jacobeo or Compostelano, and it's celebrated when the feast of the Apostle Santiago on 25th of July coincides with the Sunday. So in this case, this year, because the COVID is going to be until 2022. Okay, here we have the different routes, the different pilgrim routes to Santiago de Compostela. In general, it's an incredible story set in some periods of crisis, but we can recognize four main roads to Santiago in the Iberian Peninsula. They are the primitive way, is the dark blue. The French way is the yellow one. Okay. The English is when the people from Angleterre and France went to Santiago. It's the clear blue. And the Portuguese is around the Atlantic coast to Santiago through in Portugal. And the popularity of the Jacobean way started around the 8th or 9th century, and it's an incredible way to understand the diversity of this type of ways. It's the first way that connect all the Europe roads. So in the Middle Ages, obviously. So it's very interesting because all the Gothic and the Romantic art come into Spain through the Camino. So it's very, very, very interesting. For example, it started when the Apostle Santiago tomb was discovered by a kingdom. There were a light, and the light marked the tomb of the apostle, and it started the pilgrim routes from the capital of the kingdom. In that moment was Oviedo, and it was the first primitive way to Santiago de Compostela. And it was very interesting because this way started in Oviedo, but nowadays it starts in the west side of Poland. So it's an incredible evolution of this way through 1,000 years. So it's very, very important. And it started with the Inventio in the 9th century. And here, sorry, but it doesn't work very well. I'm sorry. Okay. Uh, the Inventio started with the Goldeslaco manuscript. Okay, you can see here. Can you see my mouse point? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Here we have a copy, and Goldeslaco explained his story about Santiago. It comes with a stone ship to the Galician coast. You can see. Just 1 second, please. Here is Galicia. Okay. And it arrived to the Iria Flavia, the very ancient place in Galicia. Nowadays is Santiago de Compostela. And the Goldeslaco manuscript was wrote in the monastery of Albelda. So it's in La Rioja. La Rioja, and it's around 800 kilometers far from Santiago de Compostela. So it's very interesting how to describe the evolution of the myth of Santiago de Compostela from Santiago de Compostela to the west, to the east, in the Iberian Peninsula and in Europe. Very, very interesting. You can see here the ruins of the cave. Okay, and sorry, I lost my papers. Okay, perfect. And it started with the pilgrims. The pilgrim route started in the Middle Ages, but nowadays it's very, very popular. For example, not in 2020 because the COVID-19, but 2 years ago or 3 years ago, we had around 5 million visitors in the Camino. So it's a massive route. And nowadays, the main pilgrims are from West Asia and from the west of Europe. So it's very, very interesting, the dissemination of the Camino, of the way ideas through all the way. Sorry. And the Camino has its legends, and its manifestations. The main manifestation of the pilgrims have one is the shield of San Santiago. And what do you think about the shield? What is for the shield? Do you know? No? It's
It
to
shows
drink.
the way.
It's to drink. You can take the water with the shield and drink. Okay, it's very interesting. And for example, other manifestation is obviously the art. The Romanic art is the most important. Okay, you have here the Portico of the Glory, and actually it's very, very recent this photograph, because now it's colored. They made an incredible inversion, money inversion, to recover the colors of the Portico de la Gloria, the Maestro Mateo best portico. And you can see the entrance to the paradise, because nowadays it's very difficult to do the Camino, but you have hotels, you have buses, you have all the tricks, okay? But imagine that Camino on the Middle Ages. Maybe you need to sleep under the stars more than one night. The bandoleros were the thieves of the Camino, and a lot of people died when they were doing the Camino. So it's very, very interesting to arrive to Santiago de Compostela and cross this incredible portico, to cross this incredible gate. Okay, and we have several examples in Europe of the other great style of the Camino. In one hand, we have the Romanic art, and in the second hand, we have the Gothic style. We have two main cathedrals, Gothic cathedrals in Spain. This is Burgos, and we have Leon too. For me, my favorite is Burgos. I'm sorry. Okay, it's very near to La Rioja, and it's absolutely incredible. But we have more examples in France, in Paris, everywhere. Okay, and this is the interior. As you can see, um, we have big and small architectures in the Camino. Okay, uh, we think always in big cathedrals and incredible and massive cathedrals, beautiful cathedrals, but it's not the most popular constructions or architectures on the Camino. The most popular are the small churches, the heritage, the hospitals. It's very interesting how to article the art, the Romanic and the Gothic art with small architectures. Okay, for example, in La Rioja, we have just two maybe big architectures about the St. James Way. maybe the two cathedrals, Calahorra and Santo Domingo de la Calzada. But the others, very important places of the Camino, has only small examples of Jacobean art. For example, we have the hospital of Navarrete. We have the co-cathedral in Logroño, or small churches around the other big cities, Nájera, Grañón, the small examples, but interesting examples. Other important things, the bridge. Not all the towns, villages, or cities had a bridge in that moment. Okay, only the main towns and bridges. Actually, to maintain a bridge is too expensive. Okay, in Logroño, we had only one bridge. In Santo Domingo, one more. In Calahorra, one more. So around 3 or 4 important towns with bridge. Maybe Nájera had a bridge, but in the first moment was a boot bridge. And the hospitals, the big hospitals. Nowadays is the national operator. Okay, this is a photograph from maybe the early 20th century. And it was very important. These hospitals were very important in that moment. We think, as I said, it's a comfortable way only with your trousers, and that's all. But in that moment, to do the Camino, maybe you need 1 year and a half, 2 years. It depends on your situation. But it was the travel, the trip of your life. And the urbanism, it's very common in the Camino, in the way of St. James. The cities that were developed from east to west. We have in La Rioja one of the best examples in Spain is Santo Domingo de la Calzada. It's very thick, but very large. Okay. Hospitals. You have here the example of the San Juan de Acre Hospital in Navarrete, near to Logroño. Nowadays, the portic is a part of the cemetery. So it's very curious, no? The diversity in archaeology. You can visit nowadays the cemetery, but it was the old hospital of the Apantocrator. Different skeletons of medieval pilgrims. You can see here, Jill, on different parts. And thank you for listening. Maybe Sergio can answer a lot of questions. And buen camino, like we said in Spanish.